frustrate themselves? Did they get excited and overly anticipated? Or did they finally get the nerves shucked out and able to maybe ride the race that they had hoped to come out here and ride? Whatever the case may be, the gate is down, the race is on, and we are back at it here at Gatorback and the Mini O's as we open up. It is that the number 50 maybe of Matías Oliveira opening up with this early lead. We'll get a little closer to make sure that's the one. And then 463 back in that number 2 spot. 483 is Damian Huff out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. And I see now that that's the 53, Chase Stuckey, back in that number 3 spot. So Oliveira is your leader, I believe. Stuckey in the number 3 spot. And we are still jockeying for position now, Jeff Hines, as we stretch our legs here in this 450C limited class out front.
Oh, yeah, you got a lot of competitors who to take a shot at this one, no doubt about that. We'll line them up here for you as they enjoy that freshly prepped racetrack. So tons of traction available for them out there. And, of course, with the big 450 horsepower that these things make, look for this to be a quick run towards the championship.
Matías Oliveira out front. Chase Stuckey second. Alex Ballestero now in the number 3 spot as we see a little bit of a change taking place there. The 118 machine moving up the third. Jackson Zuck, the 14 and 4th. Damian Bucheri, who was expect to see in this top 5 position today, is running in the 5th place position. 159 Brendan McCall, keep an eye out for him. He's running 6th, 7th. Escape Godler, Arturo Gatica, Adam Garska, and Race Romero rounding out the top 10.
Matías Oliveira, a great start for him, and he continues to run strong. The 53 bike up into that 2nd spot. That's going to be Chase Stuckey out of Fayetteville, Georgia. And we've seen him contesting to stay up on that box right now and doing a good job for you. Alex Ballestero, rider number 118, is on the KTM. Jackson Zuck, then Damian Bucheri as we look at our top 5. Well, you see some good things out of Bucheri and some of these other guys that are not at the front yet, but just give them a couple laps right there. And we know, again, with this kind of power and the track in this kind of conditions, you'll be able to blast your way to the front right there if you have got the heart and the desire to make it happen.
Well, Damian Huff, who started out strong in the early part of lap 1, dropping to 18th after the first lap. He was one of the front 3 contenders there, trying to battle with Oliveira there for the number 1 spot. But, hey, we see that change is taking place. And now after 2, some more changes. Oliveira, Stuckey, Ballestero in 1, 2, and 3. McCall is up to 4th now. Damian Bucheri is running in the number 5 spot. Gabe Godler in the number 6 spot. William Lane, Arturo Gatica. And here's some changes. Jackson Zuck and Eugene Nolan changing it up a little there in the 9th and 10th place positions.
Chase Stuckey definitely taking a shot right there at Matías Oliveira. He'll get around him, and the Moto X compound rider now finds his way to the top spot, grabs him a tear off, and enjoy a clean air and some wide open racetrack here at Gatorback.
Wow, Oliveira really must lift the door open on that one. Didn't feel that pressure that Stuckey was bringing on, and man, just making it happen out there.
You know, Matías may be laying back right there. I tell you, he let him go by pretty quick. He may be trying to figure out where Stuckey's lines lead him and then maybe capitalize on that late in the moto. But I'm going to tell you, that would be a risky play right there. But Matías Oliveira still staying right with Chase Stuckey. That's the battle for the championship right up in front.
Back in the number 3 spot now, Brendan McCall, Alex Ballestero in the number 4 spot. Damian Bucheri now in the number 5 spot. But Brendan McCall, as we said, was going to be one to keep an eye on. He is now up into a number 3 position, Jeff Hines. Looking at that gap between he and that 2nd place position, nearly 7 seconds. But he is turning a little bit faster lap time. But Chase Stuckey's the fastest rider on the track right now with the 1:11. He's going to be tough to track down for anybody.
Tough break for Eugene Nolan, one of the riders out of the qualifiers who was way up in the front and doing a lot of work for you to stay there. Well, let's see if he'll be able to carve his way up to the front. He's got a lot of work to do. There's no doubt about that. Damian Bucheri out of Newtown, Connecticut, the rider you're talking about, doing a good job right there. 60 FSR. Bucheri Racing, open a twin airbag rider.
Well, Stuckey starting to stretch it out a little bit over Matías Oliveira. And as you said, if that was what he was doing, is letting him go by to try to make a pass later in the moto, he's certainly letting things get a little far away from him, as Brendan McCall may be starting to close some up on him. We see now it was just under 7 seconds, 6.9 seconds. We're now at 5.8 seconds. So McCall is closing that gap on Oliveira for second place, but does he have time?
Yeah, that's the deal with time running out. They're getting around the track real quick now. There's no doubt about that. Again, a track in excellent conditions. Tim Edgar noticing that big time. One of the first things he saw when he stepped up here was just like, look at the track. It's perfect. And it has been perfect all day long. Chase Stuckey out in front. Matisse Oliveira in the second place competitor coming through on the Kawasaki. Braden McCall. McCall now definitely on the move. Some nice laps for the rider out of Folsom, California. Shannon 9-day training compound. That rider put it together out here when it counts. Looks like the halfway sign up, Rodney. Working our way through this Supercross main event for the 450C limited class riders. 450B limited going to be coming up here in a moment.
I was confused by it.
Well, 5 laps down. We're about 2 laps from this one being complete. And Oliveira in the number 2 spot is still enjoying just over a 5-second gap between himself and third place of McCall. So McCall doesn't appear that he's going to be able to bridge that gap unless he finds some sort of speed, or we see a mistake made by your second place ride here over the course of the next lap in a third or so. So Chase Stuckey now making his way through the final rhythm and switchback section of this race course as he heads for the final turn. Still untouched and uncontested. McCall still holding on third as he's trying to chase down Oliveira for second. Damian Bucheri. This one a little tighter. He's got Alexander Ballestero in that number 4 or 5 spot with Gabe Gettler not far behind him. I mean, those guys are right on top of each other right now, so not a lot of breathing room. It's three-way shootout right now as these riders all vying for a top 5 position. Six laps down, white flag is out. This is our last lap, Jeff Hines.
And it's been a barn burner out here in this one. About it, riders going to be headed down to that podium to see Wes Kane for that post-race celebration. And right now, Brendan McCall looking at a bronze medal. Matisse Oliveira looking at silver. Chase Stuckey sits on a pretty comfortable lead out there, as a matter of fact, as he's making his way around looking for the gold and the win and the championship in that number 1 plate. He's got a 112 and 5/10 to his credit here late in this run. He'll pick up the checkered flag for you know it. And there is the win. Chase on the podium. He'll be headed that way in just a minute. The Yamaha podium will get busy in mere moments.
Chase Stuckey, Matisse Oliveira, and Brendan McCall 1, 2, and 3. Damian Bucheri will finish up at the number 4 spot as we look at our pro circuit results board. Gabe Gettler in the number 5 spot. Danny Perry 6. Alex Ballestero in the number 7 spot. William Lane is 8th. Jackson Zuck in 9th. And Eugene Nolan rounds out your top 10.